Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. Yeah, you know what it is. Hard worker, scrappy, unfiltered, and sometimes unhinged football content. Hard to explain, but you know it when you see it. Doing it daily our way. I don't know what you're talking about right now. Redraft and Dynasty Fantasy Football, we got you covered. You know their defense is ranked like 31st in the NFL? NFL draft prospects and rookies? Now you know you in the right place for that.
Absolutely.
All right, then stop saying it. Then we're done. And prop bets with my man Jay Rich. Count that money, man. Now wipe the crust out of your eyes. Get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake your ass up with Ray G. You honestly are making absolutely no sense and you sound silly as hell. Good morning, 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 good people. It is Monday, September 26, 2022. Y'all decided to wake y'all asses up with Ray G. And for that, we appreciate you being here in the building on this fine Monday morning. Week 3, NFL almost in the books. I got to be honest with you, Jay. I did not watch the end of the 49ers Broncos game. GQ was tapped out.
Oh, no.
Tapped out on box score.
You missed some riveting football.
I
Riveting.
did not see it. I did not. I had little to no interest in that game. But good morning to my good people who we got in the building. John Webb, Dynasty Barry, Eric V, Lindsey Mack, Marlon, Albert, Fizzle Dollars. What's up, big dog? The Milk Crates. Good morning, everybody. L. Wood. Jay Peters in the building. Troy, 7 Go Rings. What's up, Go Rings? Matt Bruni in the building. College football, baby. Yes. Yes, it's a good day. It's a good day. We got a lot to get to today. We got some ballers and bricks that we got to talk about. An early look at waivers for this week. There's some people. Just get the waiver claims in. Get them in. That way you don't have to worry about it. Get those joints in. Go ahead and unload the clip for Khalil Herbert. We got some Tristan Ebner we're going to talk about. We got some waivers. We're going to look ahead this week and give out some awards, give out some accolades, talk through some of our key takeaways. Yesterday, in between the Sunday night game and the end of the afternoon games, I went live for an hour and just gave my instant reactions to everything that we saw this past Sunday. So we are not going to recap every single game. If you want to hear that, go back, watch the show. It's on the channel. And I will be doing that every Sunday. Hopefully we get some people to join. Maybe Jay Rich will jump on. Maybe some of the other Destination Devy team members. But just an instant reaction to what we saw from the games, right? Like right after it happens, what are we doing? How are we feeling about these players? And just overall, just a weird football season. I was telling Jay before we started, man, I was reading a Twitter thread about how off the Vegas books have been early this season with just scoring, right? Where these teams that we think are going to score a bunch of points, they go out there and shit the bed, and teams that we think they're going to be terrible, they go out there and score a bunch of points. It's just been all over the place, man. Passing is down this year. It's just a weird start to the football season, but glad everybody is tapped in, and we're going to get into it real quick. But Jay, how you doing, baby?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, you didn't miss a lot in that game yesterday. It was pretty bad. If you watched the beginning,
I don't even know the final score. Who won?
I don't even know who won. 11-10 on a late second.
Are you serious?
Dude, it was like
I didn't even know the end of the score. I didn't know the score of the game.
So, quick recap for those at home who didn't stay up to watch. The Broncos punted, I think, like 9 straight times, or I think it was they were the first team in like over 10 years to win a game that they punted 10 times in. Insane. But yeah, They ended up going down the field. They did, some of that Russ magic that Chris Collinsworth was looking for the whole game. And Melvin Gordon ran in the touchdown, which wasn't great for really anybody outside of Melvin Gordon owners.
I'm pulling it
but
up.
even he had a pretty bad game.
How did Javonte do? How did Javonte do?
He made the brick section. He didn't do so great. But and then Jimmy Garoppolo threw a game-ending interception. It was tipped, but it was into triple coverage. So yeah, it wasn't great. Pretty bad game overall.
10-11. I'm just looking at Russ had 184, sacked 4 times, 32.9 QBR. Garoppolo 14.2 QBR. Wow. Jordan Mason, nothing.
Pick,
Jeff Will. I literally had no clue. Sutton had a good game. Debo looked like he was straight. I mean, Kittle, Wolf.
The biggest winner from this game was Dan Orlovsky, because he's no longer the only quarterback to run through the back of the end zone for a safety. Jimmy Garoppolo joined him in that accolade. So I think, honestly, no one who watched the game won. Just Dan Orlovsky. I believe he tweeted out, "Finally, freedom," or something like that. It got like 10,000 retweets.
Jeff Wilson fumbled. Melvin had 2 fumbles. Man, Judy did nothing. Man. Glad I got some sleep, Jay. Glad I watched a little House of Dragons. I mean, it was like, should I
House of
watch
the Dragon? Nice.
I was like, should I watch the Bronco game or should I watch House of Dragons? And I was like, turn on HBO, baby. Let's watch some of that.
Yes,
I don't want to watch this shit. It's been a long day. All right, man. Oh my gosh. Only the second game in NFL history to end as like a baseball score,
11-10.
right? Like that's a high scoring, some high.
There was actually a
MLB
baseball
action.
game. There was a baseball game that was higher than that score by the 7th inning yesterday.
Man. All right. Well, listen, Jay, this is I really just let's get into our ballers of the week. Let's just get right to it. Is there any news?
You want to talk about rookies first?
Well, yeah. Let's start with our rookies.
Quite a bit of injury
okay.
news, right?
I'm just jumping all over the place. This is what happens when you don't look at the beautiful show. You have a wonderful show sheet, Jay.
Thank you.
What, man?
Thank you.
You know what, Jay?
It's the first time I've done it in a while, so I'm not gonna take too much credit, but
we had to redeem ourselves. I'm filibustering here because I kind of want to I feel like you deserve a straight facts section. Do you want some straight facts or no?
If you want, it's just injury news.
Well,
so
go ahead, Dan,
nothing
since
major.
you're being scared. Go ahead and just tell us the injury.
Okay,
news.
so Mac Jones expected high ankle sprain. He'll probably be out 6 to 8 weeks minimum, depending on the grade of the high ankle sprain. I don't know, Ray, if you saw the pictures. There were some pictures released of Mac Jones in the tunnel.
Yeah, I saw
he
it.
was like,
crying.
he looked like he was in so much pain, crying. Yeah. And, for the cameras, he's looking strong, but when the cameras were off him, he was looking like in a lot of pain. So yeah, he'll be out a while. Brian Hoyer expected to start, maybe see some Bailey Zappi. Yikes. Patriots not looking good. Probably going to finish last in that division.
Man.
I don't see how they're going to redeem themselves after that. Yeah. Garrett Wilson left the game versus the Bengals with a rib injury, but he did return. So we'll see the status of him now. Hopefully he's okay, but if something pops up during the week, you will know why. Dalvin Cook re-dislocated his shoulder again, so he will have to harness up for the following games until that shoulder, I guess, is back in place. It doesn't actually affect him that much. Usually he plays pretty good with Dalvin, the harness.
Man. We know this. Dalvin, Deontay, and Paul Pierce. They're all 3 peas in a pod.
And then you have David Montgomery, right? He has a lower leg injury. People suspect it's a knee. He's apparently day-to-day, according to Matt Eberflus. So we'll see his status of this week. Obviously, baller of the week. No spoilers here. Khalil Herbert. And then Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas left in the fourth quarter with another foot injury and did not return. So we'll see the status of Michael Thomas, but could be good for Chris Olave, who was our number one rookie of the week.
Chris Olave, man. Chris Olave, number 1 rookie of the week. He balled out, man. Right now, when you're looking at this rookie class, the top 3 receivers are London, Wilson, Olave, man. Those are the top 3. Those are the top 3. Like, damn near, you could throw them up there with Breece Hall. It's like those are the top 4 rookies that you want. And Breece Hall, Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. Right now, the way it looks, Kenneth Walker was used at fullback once again. Hand in the dirt. What is Seattle doing, man? What are they doing? When I saw him do it again, I'm like, wait a minute now. Literally, Rashad Penny, tailback, hands on knees, right? Like tailback. Here goes, and Kenneth Walker down here, hand in the dirt, playing fullback, taking traps out of the... Anyways, man. Number 2 rookie on the board for us, man. Romeo Doubs, man. And what was interesting about Doubs, Jay, and I talked about this on the reaction show, is there were moments where Rodgers would snap the ball and it was right to Doubs. Like, that's where he was going. Like, I'm going to 87, hell or high water, and he paid off, man. So for those people who got him early based on the preseason hype, took a couple of weeks, but he got involved in the action, and now you're going to see his price skyrocket. Good job for Romeo Doubs. Number 3 rookie on the board. Got to work, Jay. Who was it?
Dameon Pierce, 20 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Finally, Dameon Pierce scored his first touchdown against the Bears. We know how bad the Bears' rush D was, and Dameon Pierce took advantage of it. So definitely good for him to be on this list. He was on the list as kind of an honorable mention 5th last week, but now this week he definitely earned it with that 80 yards and a touchdown, and I believe he caught 2 passes for 13 yards on top of that. And then Garrett Wilson comes in at 4, 6 receptions, 60 yards. Like we mentioned, he kind of left the game for a little bit in the middle there. But Ray, I don't know if you saw this stat. He's averaging over 3 yards of separation per route run. League average is somewhere around 2 yards per route run. And Elijah Moore apparently below average at 1.84 yards per route run. So the only one really getting separation on that team right now is Garrett Wilson.
We know who the alpha is. They didn't draft him top, 10, 12 for no reason, man. He's good. He's a player that I want very much so in fantasy football and in Dynasty. And Number 5, he and Garrett Wilson continue to make the list. It's Drake London, 3 for 54, really nice touchdown grab, 14-yard grab, beautiful spin in the middle of the field, dragging defenders, and could have been more. Left some on the board, stepped out of bounds one play, and then caught it down the field. Would have been another a larger day for Drake London, but he did cash his over. It was 52.5, and he got that barely. So those are the 5 top rookies. Some honorable mentions. Alec Pierce, I think, had 3 for 61. He played all right. Breece Hall, 11 targets. Just give him the work. Like, give Breece Hall the work. Can we give Breece Hall the work? But other than that, Jay, anything else from the rookies? Not really.
Not a lot, man. It's not looking great for the rookie class, but this is kind of what we expected going in. There wasn't a lot of guys who were going to get a lot of work, not a lot of starters. We have to kind of wait and see what shakes out. Just praying for Kenny Pickett sooner rather than later, man. We need to see Kenny Pickett soon.
So I saw somebody say Amon-Ra was hurt, but he came back in the game and was playing. So I'm not overly concerned with that when he wasn't ruled out and didn't go out. Not overly concerned, but let's get to the good stuff, man. Let's get to the ballers of the week. The absolute baller of ballers at the quarterback position. Is this his second time on the list? Is this his second time? Second time on the list?
The stack made the list twice, right?
The stack made the list twice. Let's do it. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, the QB baller of the week. 18 for 29 passing, 325 total yards, not passing yards. 4 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, another 100 yards on the ground for Lamar Jackson, whose bag just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger by the weeks. And right now, if you had to ask me, and I don't know what they are on DKJ, so go look up the MVP odds. I would assume, and I'm going to say Lamar at the top, tied with Allen, and then Jalen Hurts right there, top 3. Lamar, Hurts, Josh Allen, top 3 front runners for NFL MVP early this season.
You're actually wrong.
I'm
which
wrong.
Is shocking.
Okay.
I'm with you. What's crazy is Mahomes is still 7-1. So Josh Allen is 3-1. Jalen Hurts is 6-1 alone at number 2. Mahomes at 7-1, and then Lamar at 7-1, tied for 3rd place. Which I don't know how you can have Mahomes at 7-1. That's a lot of love to a dude who just lost the game to the Colts when they definitely should have won that game. Where's
Josh at? I'm assuming Josh is 4th.
3-1. Number 1.
Oh, he's number 1. Okay, 3-1.
Number 1, 3-1. Hurts 6-1. Mahomes 7-1, and Lamar 7-1 with
Is that good enough?
Is that 14-1?
Is that good? No, I'm not doing the Tua thing. Is that good enough for Hurts to put anything on it? 7-1.
6-1.
6-1.
Not really.
Wasn't he like 30, 40-1 to start the season? Something like that.
He was very early on, and then he kind of came down to about 25-1 with Trey Lance, I believe, somewhere around the middle of the season. But like, Ray, would you take a shot on, like a Stafford, a Rodgers at 25-1, Herbert 15-1?
No.
Would you take a shot on Lawrence at 30-1?
No, but comeback player of the year, I could see that. I know we're kind of jumping around, but it just shows you how bad Urban Meyer was as a leader of men, as a coach, as a developer. Because the Jacksonville you looked at that roster, you're like, man, they got some talented weapons. And I told you, man, I'm like, there's no way he's that bad. Like, I get that his rookie season wasn't good, but there was no way T-Law was that bad that we saw last year. And Doug Peterson is showing to be an absolute home run hire for the Jaguars, man. They ran a play. There was a play where they were close to their goal line, man, and it looked like they were going to option T-Law and Travis Etienne to the right, and then they ran Christian Kirk back through underneath, and then a tight end underneath him, and he shoveled it. It was a beautiful play design, man. They didn't score, but I'm just looking at that like, wow, like, now that's a fucking play right there, man. Just Doug
a lot
Peterson
of teams ran that play last week. The tunnel screen.
It wasn't just the tunnel screen. It was the threat of the option, and then they funneled the screen back through. And you saw both Chargers, the outside linebacker and the DN, bite. Both of them bit on the option, right? And then they brought it back through, but it wasn't blocked as well on the left side of the line. But it was a beautiful play design. Just shows how bad Urban Meyer was as an NFL coach, because Trevor Lawrence, there was no way he was that bad. No way. But I would not put money on him to win MVP. But comeback player of the year, I could see it from being a down rookie year to come back and be good. He's still a lot of football left. But Lamar Jackson, how much is he getting paid, man? How much is Lamar Jackson going to get? Every game the what is it? Fat Joe's yesterday's price is not
yesterday's
today's
price is not today's price. Yeah,
he's about to bend the Ravens over and just, you know what that sound is? It's when you bend them on and you just hear that noise. Just
family-friendly programming right here.
Lamar Jackson doing that to the Ravens. Good for him. Good for him. Clapping those cheeks, baby. Good for Lamar Jackson. Go get paid. Go get paid, young fella. Baller of the week.
Do you think he gets paid? That's the ultimate question.
My hands hurt.
Do you think he gets paid?
My hands hurt.
I bet they do.
Right now.
Stone said $285 million guaranteed. I think that's a little bit much. I think $250 is probably what he's looking at. Feels realistic. But even still, man, that's a lot. That's a lot. They didn't want to give him that Watson contract. If he tries to get $250, that would be crazy. But he probably deserves it.
I would ask for the world if I were Lamar Jackson. They want to fuck around and not pay. My hands legitimately hurt. They want to not pay me, then I'm going to bend you over, and I'm not going to care. So good for Lamar Jackson. It was a close call because honorable mention was Jalen Hurts, 22 for 35, 340, 3 touchdowns, 9 carries, 20 yards on the ground, and just the revenge game for Carson Wentz did not go as planned.
It went the other direction.
Yes, it went the other. I bet you everybody in the skybox for Philadelphia was like, "Thank God we made this decision to pivot off of YOLO Wentz, who was not very good in his own right." The Commanders looked a mess offensively. In Philadelphia, in my opinion, Jay continue to look like the best team in the NFC and one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Jalen Hurts is playing out of his mind. His bag is coming as well. It's not going to be Lamar Jackson's size, but it's going to be a nice bag for Jalen Hurts, who played phenomenal this past Sunday. Any other honorable mention quarterback performances that you want to talk about? Because I don't have many, and we're not going to take anything from the game last night, but any other honorable mention quarterback games that you want to talk about, man, that just they balled out? I don't think there were many, Jay. I don't think there were many at all. None.
The only
really.
one, and you touched on it, right, is Trevor Lawrence, 28 for 39, 262, and 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns to every one of his receivers. Played great. The running game was there, right? James Robinson obviously had a great game as well. But yeah, Trevor Lawrence played excellent in that matchup. 71.8 QBR, 115 QB rating. Obviously slapped the Chargers 38-10. A lot of mistakes by the Chargers, but Trevor Lawrence did take advantage, and that offense played really, really well under him on the road. And I believe it was like their first road win in like 20 games or something. So big win for the Jaguars in their season. I believe they're still in first, right, in the AFC South.
I believe I believe so. They were the only team that had a win in the AFC South going into the weekend. But Tennessee did beat my Las Vegas. I need just new teams, bro. Raiders thing, Cowboys thing. It's just
you pivoted, and now it's not good.
It's not good for your boy, man. It's not good for your boy. All right, let's go with our running back baller of the week. Who is it, Jay?
Khalil Herbert.
Man.
All it took was a David Montgomery injury to make Khalil Herbert the baller of the week. 20 carries, 157 yards, and 2 touchdowns against the Houston Texans. I mean, number one waiver claim. If you got him, you're ecstatic. Hopefully he continues to play. This is kind of what people talked about. And then you can talk about if you want Tristan Ebner. You almost have to play him at this point. Khalil Herbert was looking good prior to this injury. So him looking good with Dave Montgomery out just makes even more sense. Any time missed by Dave Montgomery will be a fruitful role for Khalil Herbert. Featured role. Fully expect him to get a ton of work. Kid looked great weeks 1 and 2. Obviously balled out week 3. Running back baller of the week, Khalil Herbert definitely earned it.
Let's talk about it real quick because everybody's like, "Oh, Monty's not that hurt." It's clear. I mean, I'm just watching it. He's got more juice than David Montgomery. Way more juice.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't mean Monty is bad at all. But I think what Chicago saw and the fact that they do not want Justin Fields to throw the ball at all, another game, sub 20 pass attempts, they don't want him to throw the ball. They don't want him to throw the football. It may just be that two-headed backfield. I don't care if Monty misses time or not. I don't see a world in which they pull Khalil off the field. It's not like they have any money tied up in David Montgomery right now. And I'm just watching the game, and I'm like, damn, he's a lot faster than Monty. He's got a lot more juice than David Montgomery. Why would we not play this guy? Hell, even Tristan Ebner came in, and I'm like, if he's out there and Monty misses time, you got to pick him up, man. And there are some leagues where Khalil Herbert, some shallow redraft leagues more than anything, not dynasty, where Herbert was on waivers or on your bench or cut in favor of some wide receiver that people want to throw out there. You know, I looked at one of my rosters. I was like, why do I have Spiller on the bench? Like, cut. What am I doing? What am I doing, man? I mean, it's too many damn leagues. But Khalil Herbert balled the hell out, man. Absolutely balled out. Excited. Jay, my hands still are red from clapping. They still hurt. Right now.
You did go at those cheeks pretty hard this morning.
I went at those cheeks hard this morning. We will clip that for the good old Twitter to see what Lamar is going to do. But yes, shout out to Khalil Herbert, running back baller of the week. No doubt about it. Jay, wide receiver baller of the week. Talk to him. Talk to him, baby. Talk to him, Jay.
It's not hard. It's pretty easy. It's the Slim Reaper, baby. Devonta Smith, 8 receptions, 169 yards, and a nasty touchdown. Jalen Hurts found Devonta Smith all day long. Went to him even more times than this stat line shows, but man, he played phenomenally after a stinky week 1, came back with a big week 2 and an even bigger week 3, and not even at the expense of AJ Brown. AJ Brown still got his, so I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Devonta Smith,
AJ Brown still got your 85, 5 receptions, 85 yards, and a touchdown. And he still had 10 targets in that game. There was one play I thought Hurts was going to hit AJ Brown across the middle, and they didn't connect. But the best news out of this game is Jalen Hurts is going to have enough volume to support 2-3 fantasy options in that offense. Because prior to Dallas Goedert getting hurt, he was getting his customary tight end targets as well. He would have ended up with another 6-7 targets for Dallas Goedert. Jalen Hurts is playing out of his freaking mind, man. He's playing out of his mind, and this is where just understanding football, man. Like fantasy, you think, oh my God, a receiver's there, everybody else is dead, right? I don't know why people think that, but the moment AJ Brown was traded, what was I saying, Jay? What did I say?
You said it was good for Devonta Smith?
I said it was good for the whole offense. It was good for everybody.
Yeah, it was.
It's good for everybody. When you have a difference maker like A.J. Brown, defenses have to scheme to take away a true game-changing type one wide receiver, and that's going to leave players like Devonta Smith single covered against the cornerback 2 or 3 of an offense. That's going to leave Dallas Goedert on a safety or a linebacker, and you're not going to be able to stop those guys consistently. You can't do it, right? And when your quarterback is playing with confidence, Jalen Hurts is taking his 3-step drops and the ball is out. He's going 5 steps and the ball is out. He knows exactly where he wants to go. It looks like he's playing 7-on-7 out there. And I don't care how skinny he is, Devonta Smith is a supremely talented wide receiver, right? He had a damn near 1,000 yards as a rookie, Jay, with nobody else out there with him, right? With Rager and
Jalen Hurts looking
Watkins.
bad, right?
Yes. And you get a player like A.J. Brown, it opens up so many people up. Smith, 4 targets, it's done. A.J. Brown's going to have 275 targets this year, and nobody else is going to catch the ball. And then you got people out there peddling bullshit. Oh, Quez Watkins over Devonta Smith. Stop it. Stop it. Slap yourself in the face and shut the hell up, because that's the most ridiculous thing you could ever utter. It's like, stop being silly, man. It's A.J. Brown, 1, Devonta Smith, 2, Dallas Goedert, 2B. That's how this offense is going to flow. They want to get him involved, and it's opening everything up for Jalen Hurts. That's why he's balling. Devonta Smith, hell of a game, man. Hell of a damn game.
All right, Ray, can we transition over to your Raiders? Because they were talking about in the chat, the honorable mention at wide receiver is Mac Hollins.
Hey, Mac balled out.
I don't know what we're going to do with Mac Hollins, Ray, because, I mean, he's looking better than Devontae Adams. He's looking better than some other.
Don't do it.
I'm not saying he's better than Devontae Adams.
Right.
But 8 receptions, 158 yards, a touchdown, and 10 targets, leading the Raiders in receiving by a mile, 158. Next highest was Foster Moreau with 44 yards. Ray, what do we do with Mac Hollins in Dynasty and obviously in redraft? You got to pick him up at this point. You got to pick him up.
How much of that was just because Hunter Renfrow was out? I'm just asking.
I mean, he's getting downfield targets, right? You see 4th and goal. They need a touchdown. Who's he throw the ball to?
Man, Matt
Not
Collins.
Devontae Adams, Matt Collins. And he goes mossing the dude, telling him he's too small right after. That was pretty nasty. That was pretty nasty. But he still got like 158, right? Had the 60-yard bomb.
Yeah.
He's 2 weeks in a row now. Matt Collins has been great. And I don't know if you
has he been great.
I don't know what did
he do. I don't know what he did week 1. What did he do week 1?
Week 1 did nothing, but 8 receptions for 66 yards last week. So again, 18 receptions for over 200 yards the past 2 weeks.
Man, he also threw the ball for 4 yards, man. So you get that .04
dual threat
receive. Man, he had 10 targets, bro. I'm probably gonna try to pick him up in a couple of spots. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not thinking he's gonna be the one in that offense. Like I'm not going that far, but I'll try to pick him up. And don't make that face. Don't do that, Jay. This is a good show right now.
Is he playing like it? He's playing like it. He's not.
Don't do it, man.
I can't fathom the Devontae Adams usage right now. It is infuriating.
It's usage is fine. It's Derek Carr. It's Derek Carr and Josh McDaniels, the genius. I mean, you got to move them around a little bit, man. You got to move. You can't just line them up at X and be like, you saw what Tennessee did. They were just putting 2 on them the whole time. And Carr's 4s, like that's all they did. They were like, make Waller, who looks not good, and
he wasn't
Matt Collins. These tight ends, bro.
Because Waller dropped a touchdown too, right? Late in the game.
These tight ends, bro. I'm telling you, it is dumpster fire city at tight end. Yeah, literally. Luckily, our boy Pitts got off the schneid this week, and he played really well. But other wide receiver honorable mention ballers, Zay Jones. We keep talking about Zay. Did we not talk about Zay? Did you?
You gave me shit. I said you should start Zay Jones.
I did say that.
You did say that. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did. I said start Zay Jones. I mean, it worked out. Christian Kirk did well too, right? But Zay Jones, 10 receptions, 85 yards, touchdown. Hollywood Brown, 14 receptions on 17 targets, 140 yards, no touchdown. But look damn good. Did you see Hollywood Brown's route tree? Oh my dude. You talk about Cliff Kingsbury, the genius. Yes. This man lined up left side every single play. Yeah. He didn't run a fucking crosser at all. He ran, I think, one crosser the whole game.
It was just
disgusting. But
comeback routes, go routes, screens.
Out routes, just the god. The god of the out route, the comeback route.
He balled out.
Great game though.
Hollywood balled out. All right, man. Let's go for the second time. And at this point, I've said it, Jay.
Every week.
He's my tight end 1 in Dynasty. I don't care about 10 years from now. I don't care about 10 years from now. I don't care about 20 years from now. I'm talking about the next 3 to 5 years.
Yes.
Man, Mark Andrews, 8 for 89, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's a BAM tier player by any means necessary. You have Mark Andrews on your team. You're just good, man.
You're good, man.
And the beautiful,
ain't no worries.
There's ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from Andrews, baby. He's the best. He's the best. That was good, wasn't it? That was good.
That was really good.
That was actually smooth. That was pretty. I should have sung it. That was pretty good. But Mark Andrews balled out, man. You have this dude by any means necessary. You don't have to worry about it. And the beautiful thing about Andrews, dog, is he doesn't run the tight end routes that get your fucking head blown off over the middle, right?
Yeah.
He's running outs. He's running seams. Like he always seems to avoid those plays where he just takes monster shots, man. And when they get in the red zone, you know they're going to look for him. Everything runs through Mark Andrews. He's a BAM tier player. This is a new tier that I've created, and I love it. By any means necessary, you get a player like Andrews. You get Lamar Jackson. You have a Josh Allen. You have, these high warp difference makers, man, and they win you weeks. You have this instead of throwing out, you're praying, these other tight ends, right? The no offense. Like, it's a dumpster. Does anybody know what the top 5 tight ends on the week are? I have no clue. I'm assuming Kelsey because he scored and he played well.
It's probably
Mark
in there.
Andrews,
Goddard probably in there.
Njoku.
He scored.
I think Njoku's got to be in there for
right?
Thursday.
Yeah, Njoku because he scored. Njoku's probably number 2.
The fraudulent TJ Hawkinson got in the end zone and saved his day. But
he's probably in there.
Other than that, he was awful. Higbee, Wolf, Everett. I don't think he
can't say I'm
did
looking at tight end
much.
too much.
Logan Thomas, Hooper, Gronklin played well. Tyler Conklin played some good football this week.
Very well. Led the Jets in receiving again.
But it's just a dumpster fire at the tight end position all the way across the board, man. All the way across the board. Were there any honorable mention tight end ballers?
I think it would be Njoku, right? We talked about Njoku would be the one that, you know, he had a great game. If you want to talk about Jelani Woods, 2 touchdowns. I don't know how much we can expect that to repeat.
Those 2 touchdowns were on waivers or on your bench.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, let's go to the bricks. Let's just go to the sad trombones, the bricks of the week. Tua. Everyone told me he was a Hall of Famer after he had 700 yards and 6 touchdowns. Came back down to earth. That game just looked so unenjoyable to play, and I know they were hot. They were saying it was hot down there, muggy. You got bees flying around in one game. But Tua, 13 for 18, 186 and a touchdown. Got knocked out. I'm sure there will be some investigation into that concussion protocol procedure because he looked like a boxer who had gotten knocked out, and he comes back in the game after halftime, the shortest concussion I've ever seen. But he didn't play well. Apparently, Russell Wilson or Russell Westbrook, whatever his name is, didn't play well. Jimmy Garoppolo stunk. You didn't start him. Carson Wentz sacked 9 times. Awful. And real question, Jay, and I'm going to give him a sad trombone all by himself. What are we doing with Justin Fields in Dynasty?
This is the hardest question I think anyone will ever answer because he looks so bad. Like, okay, Ray, he threw 2 picks. So what?
Yeah, they were pretty awful.
People throw picks.
They were pretty awful.
When you take the ball, you step up in the pocket.
Oh, he looks good. You look
confident.
He looks good.
You throw it right up to the throw point. He's just confident. Guns it right over the middle. Woo! 10 yards over receiver.
He looked
right
good
to
throwing it. Like he throws picks with confidence like nobody else. He throws the most confident interceptions I've ever. I mean, he's standing back there. He's tall. He's built. Throws it down there, and it's just Jalen Petrie catch. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
They don't even want him to throw the ball, man. They don't want him to throw the ball. What are you doing with him?
Less than 10 completions. Like, I don't know, right? I legitimately have no answers. We were talking yesterday in the Discord, right? Everyone's going nuts because we're talking Justin
Would you trade
Fields.
him for Mac Jones? Straight up.
Yes. I think you have to. Like,
Would
again,
you trade
it's contender
him for Zach Wilson?
That's the question, right? If you can get Zach Wilson for Justin Fields, I don't think it's a bad move. But I legitimately don't know if you would take, like, I don't know if the Zach Wilson owner would take that deal because the Jets look fine. Like, they're able to put up 200-yard passing games, 300-yard passing games with volume. Like, Flacco's throwing the ball almost the most times in the league versus the quarterback who throws the ball the least in the league. I don't know. I don't know how you make any sense of this.
I want to talk about this comment real quick. Nathan says, Chicago, no O-line, no offense, no coaching, no weapons. Field set up to fail. And I asked this question last night. Why is that, man? Why is that? With this new regime, new GM, new coach, they see they've got a young quarterback, and they did absolutely nothing to help this young man out. They didn't get him any weapons in free agency. They avoided wide receivers like the plague in the draft. They bring in Equinemius St. Brown and Byron Pringle and say, okay, make it work. Why is that? Even the New England Patriots, man, it was awful and they are not good, but at least they tried to bring somebody in, right? They brought in Aguilar, Devontae Parker, and they retained Kendrick Bourne. Not good. They drafted Tyquan Thornton. Not good, but they tried to do something. They still probably not good in the second round. You don't fucking do that. But they tried to put something around Mac. They Galaxy brained it and they thought about it. The Jets have tried to put things around Zach Wilson. They were trying to trade for Tyreek Hill.
Drafting receivers.
They drafted offensive linemen. They drafted wide receivers high. They tried to trade for Tyreek Hill. They got a dynamic running back.
Right?
They brought in 2 tight ends. They're trying to help Zach Wilson out. The Jaguars, go pay Christian Kirk. Everyone laughed at the deal. How can you pay Christian Kirk all that money? They brought in Zay Jones and Evan Ingram, right? They tried to help Trevor Lawrence. The Chicago Bears have done none of that for Justin Fields. And the only thing that I can think of is the new GM and coach came in and they watched whatever they watched from his rookie season and said, he's not our guy. Like, we're not going to build around this guy.
100%.
And we're going to find our quarterback of the future somewhere else. That's you can't sell me on they went to him and said, hey, man, we're not going to do anything to help you succeed this year, but you're our guy for the future. I promise you. We'll get JSN next year. I beg the question, man. And the shitty part about it is they keep winning. That they will win. What are they, 2-1?
They're 2-1.
They're 2-1.
Yeah.
So they're not even going to be in I don't know what to make of the whole situation. This is just my theory and hypothesis, man. When you see all these other teams and coaches doing things to help their young quarterback, and then the Chicago Bears go out there and literally do nothing. The only logical conclusion I can come to is they watched what they saw from his rookie season and said, not really sold. We're not going to build around him just yet. You know, I credit the Philadelphia Eagles so much, man, because they built around Jalen Hurts and they tried to give him everything in his power to succeed or fail. Whatever the outcome was going to be, it was going to be up to Jalen Hurts, but Philadelphia said, listen, man, we can't give him an honest evaluation with Greg Ward, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, Quez Watkins, Jalen Reagor, and Devontae Smith. Like, that's not fair to him. Right? Instead of using one of those high-end draft picks to draft a rookie, right? A lot of people were like Drake London, Chris Olave. They said, nah, let's go get a proven NFL wide receiver. Let's pair him with our first-round pick of last year. Let's solidify this offensive front. And you know what? We're not going to draft Sam Howell in the first round like everybody else is saying that we should do. And they built around Jalen Hurts, and it's paying dividend for him. If Mac Jones is out for any extended period of time, I would try to send Fields for him because there's somebody out there that still believes in the talent. But this is not good for his development. It's not good for his growth. And I don't know, man. Just not very good. Not very good, man. I don't feel good about my Justin Fields shares today, man. And that's just and this isn't and for me, it's not just a shit on Fields. He has not done himself any favors by the way he's playing, but it's hard to look at that situation and say he should be succeeding in these circumstances right now. You know what I mean? That's a tall ask to ask from a second-year quarterback who didn't even start all of last year to say, take Byron Pringle and Equinemius St. Brown and Cole Kmet and Velus Jones and take us to the promised land, man. Like, what quarterback could do that? It's so bad. It's so bad. I would say 40% Fields, 60% organizational moves around him. But he's got to carry a lion's share of the blame too.
Well, Ray, I think the bigger point that you didn't really hit on, but I think could be a point of contention here is that when you hire a GM and a coach, you think this would be a pretty big question, right? Are you going to build around Justin Fields? And if the answer was no, and management's like, okay, we trust you, that means it goes beyond the GM and the coach. That's the owner, that's the president saying, yeah, we don't really see it. We don't believe in him either. And they're literally letting him hang out to dry this season. That's from the top down, right? Because you don't bring in Doug Peterson and say, oh, and he says, oh, I don't want to work with Trevor Lawrence. He looked awful. He's not getting hired, right? If you're the Jaguars. So someone hired these guys and they probably didn't want Justin Fields and they're literally letting him hang out there to dry.
And here's my thing. I do not believe he will get the same level of grace as a Trevor Lawrence. He stinks it up this year. His ass is hot seat too. It wouldn't shock me, man, if they just said, we're getting our guy this year. Let's just say Anthony Richardson continues to ball out and they're in a position to grab him. Like, I don't think he's going to get that level of grace for a variety of reasons. I'm not buying it, man, until I do not believe he will be afforded the same level of grace as some other quarterbacks, man. Some of that due to his fault, some of that due to pre-draft narrative, and some of that due to what he's put on wax, what he's put on tape, man. I don't think he's getting that level of grace. Let's go to the running back bricks of the week. Oh my gosh, just
your guy. That whole game was bad though. Should have been a good game from everybody involved. DeAndre Swift. Yeah. 7 carries, 31 yards.
How annoying is Jamal Williams, bro?
You know they're both top 10 running backs on the season, right? Both of them. Because Swift from his first two weeks is top 10. And Jamal Williams with 2 touchdowns again. Top 10. 2 running backs, top 10. Detroit, I believe, is like the highest scoring team in the NFL or something like that. Like legitimately.
Joe
And they're
Mixon,
1-2.
Wolf, Javonte Williams, Wolf, even though I didn't watch the game, I'm just looking at the numbers. But at this point, I would have been happy with 58 yards. Like, I would have taken it. Austin Eckler, talked about him on the reaction show.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the receptions,
Yeah, the rest was bad.
What's happened to him?
They can't run the ball anymore. It's crazy. They can't run the ball.
I mean, what Jonathan Taylor, you know?
Yeah, he did okay, about 90 yards, no touchdown though. So yeah, not great for Jonathan Taylor. Not terrible, but yeah, not what you want out of JT. It's all around bad from the running backs. Christian McCaffrey though did have like 120 rushing yards.
Yeah,
he had a good game.
Used him as a grinder. 25 grinded out yards. 25 carries for Christian McCaffrey. 4 targets, but we'll slam him up the A gap 25 times, and he grinded you out 108 yards. Just terrible, man. Terrible. Who else we got? Were there any other running back bricks? The whole Miami Dolphins backfield.
Bricks.
Stay away.
Well, no, Chase Edmonds, 2 touchdowns.
Hey,
come on.
15 yards and 2 touchdowns, baby. He saved the day.
We'll take
He's
it.
not a brick.
We'll take it.
He's not a brick, but damn,
Mostert
he ain't good. Mostert was bad. Antonio Gibson.
You giving Gibson the brick? He scored again last second.
This week he gets the brick. I mean, goddamn.
And
man.
no pass usage again. I think he had 1 target.
That's the worst part about the whole thing is it is clear they don't want to use him in the passing game.
Yep.
It's McKissick. It's clear. It's freaking clear, right?
Yeah.
It's clear.
They don't like
I don't know why. Throw him the ball. Here I am stumping for Gibson. Throw him the ball.
Nope.
He fell in the end zone.
AK wasn't that good.
Just throw him the ball. I don't even care. Don't even care about the carry. He played receiver in college. Just throw it to him.
The longest narrative in history, he played receiver in college narrative for Antonio Gibson. It will never die. He played receiver in college.
Moving on from Gibson. James Conner, woof. Daryl Henderson, woof.
Hendo lost his job.
Let's just go down the list. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Womp,
terrible.
Womp, brick. Leonard Fournette. Womp, brick.
Yeah, he wasn't that good either. It's bad. It's bad for the running backs out here. Very bad.
I mean, I should have drafted more Cordell Patterson. I mean,
yeah, you definitely should have.
Drafted more.
Balled
Patterson, out, man. I don't. It's a weird fantasy season, man. This week was just. I love football.
Awful.
Love it. Let's move on to week 4. Let's get Alvin Kamara. What is going on? He's 27-year-old running backs, and I just have a feeling Zeke is about to shit the bed this week too. Zeke is about to just let us down too.
We still got Saquon. We got Saquon tonight. If Micah plays, he could be like Ray. To be fair, that Dallas defense really good, good. If maybe they could hold down Saquon, and we get another brick on Monday night.
Hey man, we didn't talk about it, but Ramondre played well. Yeah. James Robinson played well.
James Robinson played really well.
All right, we got wide receiver bricks. Let's get to these wide receiver bricks before we get out of here. We're starting with the BAM player, Justin Jefferson, man. Justin Jefferson. Back-to-back weeks of just nothingness from Justin Jefferson. 3 receptions, 14 yards.
No, this was really bad, man. This dude got bracketed every play, and they didn't scheme him open at all. They just went KJ Osborne, Adam Thielen the rest of the game. And to be fair, they won, so I can't even talk shit because they won. But, yeah, not good for Justin Jefferson. That hurts.
Darnell Mooney, unstartable. Don't do it.
Yeah, you can't.
Do not do it. He's unstartable. Jerry Jeudy, woof for Jerry Jeudy.
Rashad Bateman too.
Rashad Bateman, by the skin of his teeth, made his day salvageable, but he wasn't good. Mike Williams wasn't good. Who else?
Can you give it to Cooper Kupp? Cooper Kupp did score though.
Cooper Kupp
receiving, he wasn't good.
This is when you know the week was shit. When Cooper Kupp goes 4 for 44. When Cooper Kupp goes 4 for 44, missed on a long touchdown pass. Treylon brick. He only had one catch. Remember that narrative that the Buffalo defense was starting 5 walk-on freshmen and 2 was going to throw it all over the field and Tyreek and Waddle would have a day. Waddle saved his day on a long touchdown catch, but Tyreek Hill, 2 for 33. Yep. Woof for him. Gabe Davis drops a touchdown pass. Woof. Woof for him. Who else do we just give it to? Michael Thomas sees that Chris Olave is the alpha and he gets magically hurt. Woof for Michael Thomas. He's done. DJ Moore,
Allen
1
Robinson
for 2.
too, yeah.
DJ Moore, 1 for 2. Unstartable with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Awful.
Baker Mayfield's QBR was 11.
What did President Trump say? Get that son of a bitch off the field. He's awful. 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 Get him out of there. DJ Moore, don't start him. Who else, man? Let's just go down the list. These brick wide receivers.
Yeah, A-Rob, 2 for 23.
A-Rob, brick.
He dropped the touchdown, too. Yeah.
Woof.
Not good.
Woof.
Not good. A lot of guys just brutal. Elijah Moore, too. 49.
Jamar was trending towards that pace. He was
touchdown.
He was real close to getting a brick himself, but he scored a touchdown and caught 6 passes. Yeah, man. Elijah Moore, not the guy that we thought. This is just... What a week. What a week. Week
Bad.
3. What a week.
Terrible, man.
Terrible.
It was
terrible fantasy week.
Really, really bad.
Terrible.
Week.
Everyone that scored well, you didn't play any of them. You didn't.
No.
Sky Moore. I'm not even going to give him a brick, Patrick, but this is the learning lesson for me. We got to relax. From February to August, we have to relax. You know how many rookies we pumped up to be fucking all world, Jay?
About two rounds worth of rookies got pumped up.
About 2 rounds of rookies.
Remember
James
we were
Cook,
talking
Sky
about
Moore, George Pickens, Isaiah Spiller,
Rashad White got
White.
like one snap the whole game.
We have to chill out next year. We got to chill out, man. We got to chill out. These dudes are
Romeo Doubs though, balling.
No
one drafted him, but
no one drafted. He was undrafted, but balling. Yeah, man. Real quick, what are you? What is the prognosis report on? What's the report on Montgomery?
Montgomery, he's day to day, so we don't know.
How did it go from an MCL sprain to day? This modern medicine.
Well, it's just that's
wild.
what they said.
Najee had Liz Frank and he's okay. Tua concussed and he's okay. Now MCL sprain to day to day. What are we do? What's going on?
Because I don't know if they have the MRI yet, right? So I don't know if they got the MRI to where we know he has an MCL sprain or the testing. I don't know, but yeah, he's day to day as of yesterday, right? We'll probably get more stuff today. But we'll see. I don't know. The problem is I think you have to pick him up regardless of whether or not he's out, right? Like he's going to be valuable if David Montgomery gets limited work. Still think that he's going to be fine. But yeah, Khalil Herbert, you got to pick up. We didn't even mention Devontae Parker.
Devontae Parker.
Day.
Yeah, Devontae Parker.
5 receptions, 156. But again, catching passes from Brian Hoyer. Don't love it. But again, go pick him up. He's probably worth picking up.
Him and Kendrick Bourne. Him and Kendrick Bourne, I think, are worth. I think they're going to be.
Well, Jacoby Myers should be back.
Okay,
right,
I was going to preface it if Myers is out. If Myers is out.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers should be back, I believe. I don't know the extent of his injury, but he should be back. And then Tyler Conklin, at tight end, if he's still out there for some reason. He's been balling every week. Yeah, he's been very good. Kind of the 3 guys I looked at on waivers that could definitely be. And then we talked about Matt Collins as well.
Well, also, depending on Dalvin Cook's shoulder, if he plays through it, he's good. But Madison, and if Cook is out, Ty Chandler's worth a pickup spot.
A flyer?
Just worth a flyer if Dalvin Cook is out. We didn't talk about him as a baller or anything like that because, I mean, he played well. But where are you at with Cam Akers real quick? I think you can also grab Benjamin. That offense just looks bad, but James Conner looks cooked, man. James Conner looks cooked. And I remember in the start-sit stream, Ben Eby, I think, asked about Greg Dortch. And can you start Greg Dortch?
Yeah.
I think he solidified his role. Straight up, man.
Yep.
I don't care if Rondell Mokrum's back. When he caught that 30-yard pass in the fourth, it was, I think, third or fourth quarter, got rocked, looked like he broke his back, spinal injury, and he gets up and he's good to go, and he's still playing. Greg Dortch, you have to roster him. I think he's a must flex kind of guy at this point with AJ Green being hurt. Until Newt gets back, Greg Dortch is a nice pickup, man. You gotta run Greg Dortch. Like he's proven more than Rondell Moore ever has in the NFL.
Yep.
Early in the season.
And I think that's the problem, right? We wanted Rondell Moore to have that role, and Dortch just stole it. Like, I don't think they go back to Moore. He'll get his work, but I don't think he's going to get that role by any stretch. And going back to your Cam Akers question, he outcarried Darrell Henderson 12-4, right? 12 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown. You hope that he's rolling. Apparently Sean McVay challenged him to, really get going, and he looked better. So hopefully he can be the guy going forward. It looks like he earned that role and solidified that role as a starter going forward. But we'll see. Rams might be week to week, but this week it was definitely a Cam Akers experience. So
high ankle sprain for David Montgomery. He's done for them.
Pick up Khalil Herbert.
And Tristan Ebner. Like if he's got a high ankle sprain, I'm unloading the clip. I'm unloading
That's 6 weeks.
The clips. Yeah, it's 6 weeks plus.
Yeah, he'd come back in 3 weeks, but he'd be awful.
Yeah,
he'd be awful. Remember when Saquon came back in 3 weeks? He was terrible.
Yeah, I'm unloading the clip. One more thing before we get out of here. Talk to me about the Jaguars backfield. Everybody told me, Ray, don't worry. Etienne's just fine.
Explosive. Yeah, it's James Robinson. He's RB2 in fantasy right now.
And I know the box score scouts are going to be like, he only had 13 carries. It was all in garbage time. He got like 6 carries in that final drive. In that drive, that bitch
mopping up the game.
Mop stick French Montana. He was Kodak Black and French Montana mop stick song. Go look it up. That's what he was doing. 13 for 45. J-Rob is the one, man. This is
and the blocking on that counter
Zeke and
play.
Tony Pollard. Zeke and Tony Pollard.
I would no. I think that's unfair, man. I think that's unfair to James Robinson. James Robinson is good.
Not like current Zeke, but I'm saying the situations where you've got the guy who's carrying the ball all the time, and they're utilizing J-Rob in the receiving game. Like, and you talked about this when Doug Peterson got hired. I remember you saying he deploys an RBBC. You said this. This was Doug Peterson's MO.
This is kind of against that a little bit. J-Rob is getting the majority of the work, and I think we saw it last week in a closer game. He will get pretty much all the work, right? Like Etienne will get his snaps, and that's fine. And they talk about using him and all that stuff, but it's clearly James Robinson's backfield. You know, you saw that counter play that they ran, completely lost the linebacker safeties in the wash.
I see 3 comments that Pierce is going to be top 5. Gibson is okay. Pickens is coming next. It's time to get off. It's time to wrap it up. It's time to wrap it up now. Time to wrap it up. Love y'all, man. It was a good show. Good show. We got Monday Night Football. We're gonna watch America's team tonight. Cooper Rush and company getting it done versus the Daniel Jones. Nah, man, the Dallas Cowboys, baby. You know what it is. You know what it is. But we appreciate you tapping into the show. Make sure you subscribe to the newsletter. Scott Connor's new podcast dropping next Monday. And you all have bullied and pressured Scott into doing videos. So Scott's getting his camera set up. He's going to do video. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Connor on YouTube. I don't know if it's going to be live or not, but Joe wants it live, so we're going to push Scott to do it live. But yes, tomorrow,
comment down below live.
Yeah, comment below. Say live or pre-recorded from Scott. Do you want the real in the moment? I was on Scott's Patreon live stream on Friday night, man, or Saturday morning. Scott's in the damn stream like this the whole time. What do you want to do? You trade the guy.
What do you want to do?
The mic's up here.
Because you got the headset on, right?
Not even a mic. Just headset on, lean back, chilling. You know what I'm saying? That's how Scott does it.
Ray?
Yeah. But yeah, TL Fantasy, Troy and LQ tomorrow. 6 a.m. Woo. 6 p.m. my time, 7 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time to 8. They will be on talking all things week 3, talking some waivers. Come in, join live, and make sure to tap in. They will answer some questions.
Who plays Thursday night? Who's got the Thursday night game?
Chiefs and Bengals. No, sorry, Dolphins Bengals. Because Tyreek Hill was on how he's telling Eli Apple is going to be on his ass in the post-game interview. Yeah, that was pretty fun.
All right, let me find the outro. All right, man. We love y'all. We out. Peace. Thank y'all for watching the Wake Up Show with myself and Jay Rich. If you finished the show and you're still hanging around and have yet to hit the thumbs up button or subscribe to the channel, do that right now and turn them alerts on while you're at it. If you want more exclusive access to me, Jay Rich, the entire Destination Devy team, patreon.com/allgas gives you that access. Make sure you subscribe to the newsletter for free 99 content. And if you want to get in on that action, use the promo code WAKEUP over on PrizePicks for a 100% deposit match up to $100 for first-time users. And a brand new show dropping on the Mojo YouTube channel. Myself and Jay Rich will be talking about these players and their value from a stock market perspective every single week this fall over on Mojo. It's all gas all the time.